UC Board of Regents going to decide UCLA's fate. Will they enter the Big Ten or not? That decision will be made between November 15th and 17th, according to Mercury News' John Wilner. We're going to be talking about this in episode 88. We're also going to be going through our final hot board for Nebraska, Arizona, Wisconsin for the new head football coach. Welcome to episode 88 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. Please smash that like button if you like our content. Please share the video with your family and friends and subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Let's get to the hot board first, and then we're going to talk about this huge story. Huge story out of California. UCLA's fate will be decided. It should be decided. I think it will be decided somewhere in the middle of November. Let's get to the hot board. Nebraska, O'Brien, Arizona State, Dillingham, Wisconsin, Leonard. Those are our picks here at Peek Around the Corner. Our final selections, our final hot boards for those three football programs. We think Nebraska's going with Bill O'Brien. Now, I was just asked a few days ago on our live show, do you think it's going to be Bill O'Brien? And I kind of pushed away the idea because we believe that Bill O'Brien wanted an NFL job. But our minds have changed on that. We think Bill O'Brien would take Nebraska's job, and Trev Alberts, I think Bill O'Brien is a Trev Alberts type of guy. A mature guy. A guy that Alberts doesn't have to worry about when O'Brien is talking in a press conference, how he conducts himself with the players. Bill O'Brien has a history in the Big Ten. He knows what Big Ten football is all about. He was a great head coach. He did a very good job in 2 short years with Penn State. Trev Alberts needs a guy who knows Big Ten football. And he's going with Bill O'Brien. That is our selection. Now, it could be Matt Rule. The only reason we're going with Bill O'Brien over Matt Rule is because maybe Matt Rule is taking a step back. Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he wants to wait on other opportunities. But we think Bill O'Brien, at the end of the day, would take this job at Nebraska. He'd be a very good selection for Trev Alberts, in our opinion. Bill O'Brien is our last final prediction for Nebraska. Arizona State, Kenny Dillingham. You all know, if you've been following us on this Peek Around the Corner YouTube channel, we've been Dillingham since day one. 32 years old. He's too young. He doesn't have enough experience. We say hogwash to all that. Dillingham's the guy. That's who we believe. He's from Scottsdale, Arizona. Yes, he's only 32 years old, but he's very mature. Listen to his interviews. Listen how he conducts himself. He talks about changing the culture, how to communicate with his players, with the student athletes. We think he's a great selection. Offensive coordinator from Oregon. Look what he's done with Bo Nix. He worked with him at Auburn. Then they both went to Oregon. And look at Bo Nix's development. It is shocking. It is outstanding. Dillingham is the guy. I think Arizona State's going to roll the dice and go with him. Now, the one hiccup, the one massive hurdle, there's a recent report from Sports Illustrated saying that current Oregon's head football coach Dan Lanning and Auburn have mutual interest. Mutual interest. Auburn targeting Lanning, it very well could be true. And that, if that would happen, if Lanning would go to Auburn, it could blow up the Dillingham, the Arizona State scenario. Because I don't know if Oregon would want Dillingham to leave. However, for right now, we have to make a prediction. We can't just sit on the sideline and make hot boards 4.0, 5.0, 6.0. We at Peek Around the Corner love to make predictions. We've got Dillingham going to Arizona State, as we have since day one. Wisconsin, Jim Leonhard, the interim head coach, former defensive coordinator. We think Badgers are going to make a move, make him the head coach. Now, surprisingly, there really is no reports out of Madison that Leonard's got this job all wrapped up. But we at Peek Around the Corner think that it's going to be Jim Leonhard. So, O'Brien, Nebraska, Dillingham, Arizona State, Leonhard, Wisconsin Badgers. Put down your thoughts, your predictions on these three head coaching jobs and others in the comment section below the video. I read them all. Please put down your comments. Now let's get to the main story. We're just going to go through a part of this article from the Mercury News from John Wilner. Here we go. Clarity coming. UC Regents expected to rule soon on UCLA's planned move to the Big Ten. The board could block the move, penalize UCLA, or do nothing. This is unprecedented. Those are my words. This is unprecedented. And before we get into the article, Washington and Oregon, don't sign anything. Don't sign any Pac-12 media deal until this gets resolved. Who knows what these guys are going to do out here in UC Board of Regents? Don't do anything. You don't need my suggestion, my advice, because I'm sure you're not going to sign anything. But I'm just going to take note of it here in episode 88. Don't sign anything, Washington, Oregon, because who knows what's about to happen. We're going to go slightly into the article, then I'm going to discuss it. An attempt to prevent UCLA from leaving the Pac-12 in the summer of 2024 is considered unlikely. However, the sources declined to guess how the Regents might rule and caution that everything about the process is unpredictable, including the timing. Exactly how an outcome would be reached and be made public is also unknown, which is unbelievable. Even if they make a decision, and they probably will here in November, how would they make it known? And get this, they don't even need to have the vote of the full board to make a decision on whether they're going to block or penalize UCLA or do nothing at all. We're going back in the article. The next meeting is scheduled for November 15th to the 17th, but the agenda hasn't been posted on the Regents' website. As a result, it's unclear if the decision would come in an open or closed session and whether the Regents plan to vote on the matter. We do know this. The Regents have the authority to rescind the decision and seemingly could do it without the vote or approval of the full board. I can't read any more of that. I have to just give you my thoughts. It's on Flug Empire. There's a tweet on there. Go on my Twitter page if you want to read the full article, or go to the Mercury News, John Wilner. So here's the deal. You remember when Bill Walton and George Kliavkoff, more importantly, the Pac-12 commissioner, said that UCLA will not make any more money if they join the Big Ten than they would if they stayed in the Pac-12 because of travel expenses and all these other items, which was not true, but they said it. Well, if that is true, George Kliavkoff, or UC Board of Regents, you remember George Kliavkoff had been writing letters to the Board of Regents asking them to take action, or USC's Board of Regents wanted George Kliavkoff to write a letter to them. If UCLA is going to not make any more money, then to join the Big Ten, why would you penalize them? Why would you do a toll tax on them? That's our term for what they're trying to do to UCLA. You're just trying to cripple UCLA even more from joining the Big Ten. Remember, it is your contention, is your theory, George Kliavkoff and others, Bill Walton, that UCLA actually won't make any more money joining the Big Ten because of the added expense. So now you're going to penalize UCLA? So what's going on here? You're either going to block UCLA or you're going to penalize them to the point where they can't join the Big Ten, or you're going to do nothing at all. This is unbelievable. This is truly unbelievable. If UCLA is blocked or is penalized so much, the toll tax is so high that they have to turn around and go back to the Pac-12, UCLA will never be the same again. You're not helping you're not helping California, Berkeley, by cutting the legs underneath UCLA. That just doesn't work in this scenario and in real life. Oregon, Washington, don't sign anything at all. Don't sign a Pac-12 media deal. Wait to the conclusion of this. Because if UCLA is blocked to go from joining the Big Ten, or if UCLA is toll taxed, penalized to the point where it does them no good to join the Big Ten, what do you think Big Ten's going to do? Just sit on their hands? Of course, they're going to go back in the Pac-12 country. They're going to go right back to the Pac-12 and take their new 16th school, possibly new 16th, 17th, 18th school. Who knows at this point? When this first was reported on, I don't know how many weeks ago, I didn't think much of it. I said, no way would they try to block UCLA or penalize them, but here we are. And we're going to get a decision between November 15th and 17th, because you know what? It has to happen. Because the media partners that are negotiating with the Pac-12 want to know the clarity. They want clarity on this. Washington and Oregon want clarity on this. They're not going to sign anything until they know what happens with UCLA. So this is hurting Pac-12's current media negotiations. This has to get cleared up. According to Mercury News, it looks like it's going to get cleared up in the next meeting between November 15th and 17th there in San Francisco. So Oregon, Washington, don't sign anything. We're going to be talking about this growing story in our live show tonight, Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central Time. Join us then. Put your comments down in the comment section below this video of what you think is going to happen to UCLA, and then what you think Big Ten should do if UCLA gets blocked or penalized to the point that they just can't make that move to the Big Ten. Until next time, from all of us at Peek Around the Corner to all of you, please, you all take care of each other. Thank you so very much.